Alrighty then. Just gonna... There we go. All looks good. All looks good. Yeah. That's fine. Alrighty. I saw... Now they put quizzes on the very first recommended video panel, apparently, and other ads. Good to know. That's quite irritating. And so this one just really made me want to laugh. Are you moral or evil? And it's got a negative sign over one guy's eyeball here and a positive sign over the other, as you can see. I have it open right here already to the first question. Because this is pretty much the stupidest thing I've ever seen. By Haywise, a check arrives in the mail for a dead relative. What do you do? Is this check edible? Edible, yes. Tasty. If I got one, other people surely did. There's an opportunity to make some serious cash. Oh no, this must be a mistake. I'll notify the authorities. How could it be a mistake? It's a fucking from a dead relative. You need to like grow the fuck up and not add in stupid things. I really could use that money to pay off some bills. There's no need to get involved. The check will become void in 90 days. I'm so confused. Check if it's edible. The person who made this is fucking insane. Yes, you got to notify people or check if it's edible. This is already so intolerably stupid, but oh, sure, okay. I guess I do need a new pair of shoes. All right, let's continue. Your friend insists leaving the kitchen lights on all day and night has no consequences. Do you agree? It is important to educate them on energy usage and how it affects the environment. Lights are good. That's needlessly wasteful. The use of lighting is inconsequential. Obviously, they need light bulbs that burn out faster with that attitude. They need light bulbs that burn out faster with that attitude. Is this person like injecting grilled cheese Kraft singles into their, cerebrum, right into their cerebellum? Because it seems like this person's, okay, let's see here. I mean, dude, the use of lighting, energy usage doesn't affect the environment. For example, most of the areas in the western United States, if not around the world, use hydroelectric dams. The water is flowing through. It's producing a lot of energy. It's not really a big deal. It's not ruining the environment. I'd say the use of lighting is pretty inconsequential, bro. I'd say you need to grow the fuck up. You come across a tortoise on a sandy road writhing on its shell. What do you do? Make soup? This person is fucking retarded. Why is this, to be clear, the only reason I'm complaining here is because this is an ad that is in my YouTube recommended, like, placed right at the beginning, like as if this is priority. And yet then the questions might as well have been written by like a 6-year-old. Make soup out of a turtle writhing on a sandy road, presumably in the desert. If it is endangered, if I flip it over, it doesn't even say I am a hero. It says I a hero. If I flip it over, am I a hero? But there's no question mark. God, this is the worst quiz I've ever seen. Like, fate decide? Oh, the turtle's flipped over on its back. There is no such thing as fate. There's such a thing as the elements. I mean, how retarded are you? Turn it over. I mean, it doesn't matter. Turtles can right themselves. That's just a known fact. So, unless it's in some sort of bizarre location, I'm pretty sure that all of these are... Find out what caused the situation. You've come across a tortoise. You drive up in your car in the middle of the desert. But you want to find out what caused the situation to the turtle being flipped over on its back in the road. Even though you have no idea, you just drove up. Dude, all these questions are stupid. Sure, turn it over. Why not? Why not? None of these make any sense. You notice their wallet is full of $20 bills. Use the money as a plow. For what? Cocaine? No wonder. There's probably guys probably fucking got the last of the white sugar coke from like the 80s and he's like cramming it up his nostrils. I mean, hey, I do recommend visiting Bolivia or South America. And if you go to Bolivia, it's a wonderful modernized country. Not even anybody walking around with their shirts off like some other countries if you don't like that type of thing. And they have coca leaf toothpaste. It's not sugar because sugar is bad for you. That's turning it into a glass crystal. It's just the leaves. And I've heard it's good for your teeth. I wish I could get some of that imported. They won't miss 60. Totally unfair. They're able to flash that kind of money around with so many, with that, blah, blah, blah. Use the money as a pillow. More guarded against opportunists. Something about that just screams of somebody who has a lot of money, who wants like, because think about it, it's not like guarded against people that like need money or like, you know, would want to even steal from you, or criminals. Opportunists, like all you view anything as is just somebody had the opportunity to get something away from you and you had the opportunity to do this exact same thing. It's the type of terminology a thief would use. I'm beginning to paint a picture of the person who made the quiz more than he is of me. Let's see here. You know, obviously, you can't just... It's your friend, so it's their money. Fucking duh. I'm just making fun of him. Use the money as a pillow because, you know, I gotta sleep. And it's in their fucking thing. How serious is the anti-piracy thing before movies? Dude, the FBI itself basically said that they're never gonna get you in trouble for it. So, like, you know, it's not. Unless you're playing it in a movie theater for people. It's not a big deal. Private, your house showings to your friends. It doesn't matter. You can copy it if you want. Give them a copy. It's not going to fucking matter. And here's the reason why. Small time. Ever heard of the thing small time? Small time this, small time that. Small time alcohol creation. Who cares? Small time. It's not even if you were a degenerate piece of shit who's working illegally as a, you know, fucker to try to claim that, you know, nobody but you and your approved of supposed whatever licenses are, businesses could do something. That doesn't matter. Small time is small time. Nobody cares. It's just all a matter of whether you actually give a shit. So, no. Words, just words, basically. I mean, or whatever, like it matters. Let's see here. Let's go to the next page. Ladies and gentlemen, word on the street, huh? A priceless artifact is poorly secured at a local antique shop. You know how much this sounds like some person watched some shitty movie that I haven't seen? Word on the street is that a priceless artifact is poorly secured at a local antique shop. That might as well be the synopsis of a plot of a stupid movie. But lest we ever forget, antiques are only valuable unless you have a buyer that wants that specific object. It's just like art thieves. If everybody is a suburbanite trash head, nobody cares. Nobody's going to pay you to steal the Mona Lisa. You need a whole different society of 10,000 years ago. Let's see here. See, each and every one of these answers here is weird and bizarre in a different way. Now let me explain. The questions that or answers, whatever, to this question are written as if you're different characters from different scenarios in different movies, as if all this person ever did is watch movies. For example, it's time for a heist. Could I trade this information for food? Though, time for a heist, or I could trade this information for food. Like, as if you're some poverty-stricken person. I mean, and of course, you know, if I could trade information for food, I love food. I always want more food. And everybody charges too much for the fancy food, so I'd trade this information for, like, a fucking tuna fish steak. But, you know, the proprietor must be informed so they can protect their... What? That doesn't make any sense. You're not making any sense with that answer there. You can't inform somebody that something is poorly secured. They most likely just try to accuse you of being a thief because they're insane. Like, you go in there and you say, hey man, that's like too loose. And they say, what, you trying to steal from me? Because everybody's a fucking, you know, conflictual dickhead. You can't just, you can't even do that. You just have to let people get stolen from sometimes, retards. That's just the way it works. You see, I'm not a bumblefuck. Also, pay attention here, retards. This is another mental illness. No owner of anything would pay good money for the information that people want to steal things from them. That's a potential. Nobody pays money for the potential information. They pay money for factual information. For example, hey, I'll pay you money so I know who's going to fucking kill me. You know what I mean? That's useful information. If we're going to talk cinematically here. Okay, and the final one. Cool. Who'd they get this thing from? There's more to this story. Once again, I'm getting from this question right here that there's more to this story, that this guy wrote something from some shitty TV movie that I've never seen, and that multiple people of some pointlessly, like, expensive antique store or something are going to steal something for somebody in the movie because there's more to this story. It was already illegally acquired. It's one of them wants to trade the information for food. They do a heist, and the doors unlock and lock themselves all the time because they fucking have a failure in their system of operation because of a recent power issue that hasn't been fixed yet when lightning hit something, a line outside, and damaged a breaker. I'm just making all of this up, but my point is, that's all anybody else does. Just like these questions are stolen from movies, that's how movies are made. I'm disappointed. I trade this information for a tuna steak. Fuck it. Next question. A child is crying at a birthday party. They want another slice of cake. Eat the cake in front of the kid. That'll teach them. Yeah, sure, whatever. That's an answer, I guess. They're young. Let them eat the cake. Sure, whatever. Cake is good. Yeah, that's an answer. They will eat what they want when they want. Yeah, I guess that's still an answer. What a great chance to teach the importance of a balanced diet. That's not an answer. It's a baby. Shut the fuck up. You know, that's just filler. Get kids on sugar when they're young. It's a lifelong addiction. That's just a statement. What? Like, I mean, that's true. It's a lifelong addiction because what happens is, combined with poor diet, bones get, cancer in them and stuff. And so sugar, over large amounts of calcium and other minerals go into the bones and make them brittler, but harder, because brittle has nothing to do with hardness. Brittle has to do with inflexibility, which is very bad. And so all that combined together, yeah, that's pretty terrible. basically you got to eat well or you're going to die. So I guess I wouldn't give that little fucking bitch a piece of cake because I assume it's somebody else's birthday party and they got like fucking corn syrup in that shit. So, but you see the answer, what a great chance to teach the importance of a balanced diet. It's a baby already. It's like the person's like trying to be sarcastic while they even made the quiz. Why even make this a thing if I can't answer some way that like a logical human being would? Like they don't really want me to answer any other way than let the children eat sugar or eat it in front of them. They don't want any answer other than eating sugar is great. You know, basically. It's a statement against it, and yet it's still the equivalency of saying that you approve. Whoever made this quiz is actually insane. So, I guess what a great chance to teach an important diet. Even though who the fuck would... You see what I mean? Like as if I'm a villain because I'm at somebody else's house saying that their kid shouldn't eat sugar. I'll go to your fucking house if you invite me to your house. I don't fucking, go to people's houses uninvited. There's the reality of the situation. You see, people want to portray things like you're over at their house for no reason. But you're not. You were invited. And so they can never invite you again. But while you're there, you have the opportunity to speak about at least one thing that bothers you before leaving. And, and if you're invited to a birthday party, you're going to say what you're going to say for a few moments, 30 seconds a minute, then leave. Speed limit is 65 miles an hour. Is that sufficient? In the middle of a straight road in the Arizona desert? How is that good versus evil quiz? 10 miles over isn't bad as long as you're being safe. I mean, of course, that's true as long as you're on a straight road in broad daylight. It's reasonable and prudent, yes. Sun is going down, though. So I probably wouldn't be driving 10 miles over. It is my choice to get there by any means and speed I deem fit. It is the journey, not the destination, that matters. And that all depends, man. If you've ever had to live in the Western United States and you've ever had to drive through endless amounts of this from Arizona to fucking New Mexico or Nevada or over into even Utah or really anywhere over into Oregon from any place, it's not the destination. It's not the journey that matters. There's not enough of anything that isn't the same type of plants for it to be that way. It's not the Eastern United States is what I'm saying. So it is reasonable to be prudent, yes. I like going places. I mean, I would, but I also like getting places. It all just depends. You see, they didn't say you're trying to get somewhere for any reason. So I'm going to assume that this person has no direction in life because they're crazy. So the sun's going down. I'm going to have to say probably, let's see here. Just for me personally, I would speed until the sun went down. It's not safe to drive, overly fast at night, even in the straight lines in the desert with, gentle curves. Your friend drunkenly admits they have committed a serious crime. What friends? Also, drinking with friends? They're drunk. Are they telling the truth? Find out more. We all have tales to tell and regrets. It's their opinion. It's their problem, not mine. Find out more information. It could be important. Use the information as leverage when you need it. Here's the question. What if the information is never useful to you because it stays with you so you never need it? You see, these type of idiotic concepts in people's heads, they need to get over. Like, maybe it's never useful. Maybe they just broke some guy's leg with a fucking, golf club because he slammed into the back of their vehicle, and like, he committed a crime, but they committed a crime. You know what I mean? And so, should I invent my own scenario here to this vagary? I'll say that that's what it was. That he slammed into their vehicle, so they got pissed. They dragged him out and fucking cracked him in the middle of the night across one kneecap with a fucking golf club, from their fucking caddy set. Because he was a huge fucking cunt. So it's like up in the air. It's like real tense. Because like, you're right. That's a stupid TV movie right there. There's a stupid, drama-filled half-hour short film. I guess it would be more... See, that has nothing to do with moral. There's things like find out more information, it could be important. Or they're drunk, are they telling me the truth, find out more. Both of those are valid, and both of those are like, neither of those are evil. So, like, I guess that one. Do you eat the last piece of pizza? No, let others enjoy it. I'll eat anything. Make more pizza if it's a problem. Make more. Everybody's a lazy bastard. I've seen everyone order pizza. Nobody goes home and says, yes, let me grind up some flour. I'm going to crush some tomatoes. I'm going to spread them on there real slow. Take some fresh basil growing in the window. I'm going to grind that up. I'm going to throw it on there. I'm going to take some mushrooms I bought from the store. I'm going to slice them up real thin. I'm going to throw them on top one after another. Boom, 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 boom. Put some olives on there. Throw those along. Put a little bit of the pesto, maybe. If you're me. But no, nobody does that. They just order pepperoni pizza. It's mine, all mine. Who wants it more, and what do they give for it? It's not the last pizza ever. Calm down. Usually that would be my response, but when we make pizza at my house, the pizza, it has to be whole wheat because I have Crohn's, I have bowel issues. I can't consume any white flour. It glues me up. So I have to say the pizza that I eat when I'm eating it is much more valuable to me, so it's mine, all mine. Yeah, you can go fuck yourself. I love pizza, real pizza, not bought pizza, like made pizza, because nobody actually makes whole wheat. Is it okay to create a Finesta account? Finsta? Cameras make me nervous. So now it's just an ad for Finesta. Good to know that this whole thing was made by a madman and just a disguise to insert this ad and maybe more. I'll just look up what Finesta is. Apparently some sort of social networking. Finesta is a second Instagram account many users will maintain. And its content is quite different from their real Renesta account. A user's real Instagram might have several thousand followers, but a Finsta features a much smaller following consisting of mostly friends and family. You know how dumb and 3 seconds of trend that sounds? Kind of like when everybody started saying Kino. How about, I got a better idea. Keep the Kino to like dietary terminology, like kenogenic, and keep it out of the fucking, entertainment terminology. Same as Finsta, because that makes no sense. And so I don't even... But you see, the way it says here, a Finsta is a second Instagram account many users will maintain, and its content is quite different from their real account. That would mean that the much smaller following consisting of friends and family is all the people that they're not showing their nudes to, and as if you're getting popular through being a whore. You're showing off your body for no reason. You're not even looking for dates. You're not even looking at... See, and it says right there, no, you're violating the terms of service. What's the end goal here? Why bother? Right? And so, you know, see, my end goals in life are more. I don't have a lot. What do I want? More. More unique, you know, easy to make dinners. More healthy, organic granola. Anything. I want everything and anything. Like, you know, I want better tires for my car. I want, you know, better lighting. It's all the same. You're offered an opportunity to sneak into the movies. You see, offered? Once again, pay attention to the madness here. Nobody offers you opportunities. You take them. You take them because they're not paying attention. This person is so insane that they imagine themselves when they're creating this as a person working at the movie theater who has offered you an opportunity, like as if he winked at you and then turned around the other way no matter what. Even if it was just mentally. Even if mentally this is happening. The dark, air-conditioned rooms are nice to sit in. Is it a good movie? In the end, it is merely time spent at some place. Do what you will. Heck yes, I'm going to sneak in some beer and laugh my butt off. So you're going to go get beer and then sneak it in. Once again, mental illness. If you don't have beer on you and you have an opportunity because you're like hanging around the theater and it seems like nobody's around, then you don't have time to go get beer. Think of the movie producers. I mean, I assume that D is sarcastic for once, but you never can tell with somebody who's just putting out text for you to read. Am I in the movie? If I am, you need to buy all the tickets. But I mean, I'm confused by that. So I'm supposed to answer that way if I wanted to? Am I in the movie? But you see, once again, you're offered an opportunity to sneak into the movie. Should you? Am I in the movie? As if I'm answering back with a question. That's not even an answer. Because that would be me answering the person asking the quiz who wrote the question that he needs to buy all of the tickets because it's my movie. Just so we're clear here, that's what he's saying. Each one of these is ludicrous. Sure, if I'm in the movie, yeah, everybody buy tickets to my movie if I'm in the movie and fucking like make sure it actually gets to my bank account. Someone has thrown out garbage on the ground. What do? I actually really hate it when people litter from the sides of their cars unless it's like a biodegradable banana and it's like out by a farm field or something and they fling it far enough out there. So like unless it's like fruit and it's going out into like a farm field, or like a forest glade, I don't really approve. Stuff like that. Let's see here. Pick it up, hand it back to them. There's no need to be littering. Well, picture shows them dropping it out of a car. So I'm going to go on the basis of the photos that they used. I'm not going to chase somebody down. So I'm not going to pick it up and hand it back into them. We do need clean, beautiful streets. Otherwise, people will still notice me on them. So that's not accurate. Record the incident and report the person's actions. You do know that reporting somebody for littering is still nothing. In most places, I don't even think it's a fine. I do think that you get everybody angry at you, and that's, really bad. But, I mean, I'm just saying, in quite a few places, you don't even get a fine. So, why would you record their actions either? Like, I guess you could if you wanted. Honestly, I'd rather just punch them in the face if they're dropping something that's super not biodegradable, that stays around and is gross in a city street. Eventually the smell of rotting trash will mask my musk. Wow, who would answer that cruelly? See, D isn't, I can't do, once again, you know how they're trying to force you into a situation where you seem like as if you have to support their side? You have to either pick it up, hand it back to them, or you need clean and beautiful streets because you're you're self-obsessed. Or you're going to record them and report them. Or you're going to, because you're not going to say that the streets need to be cleaned, or hand the litter to them, or report them, then that means you inherently are going to start littering because the answer B says that. Then the last two answers aren't actual answers, even though they could have been. For example, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It matters not what for it takes. That's basically nearly poetry and has no relevancy to the entire situation. Where's the option that just simply says, I do nothing because I do nothing? And here's why. Doing nothing is still incredibly negative. By doing nothing, you're still being bad. For example, you see a bunch of people being slaughtered. You have the opportunity. You're sitting in the top of a tall tower. You're in the past. You don't know where you are. You're somewhere in Middle Europe. There's a tower that's crumbling. You were in there because you were looking for food because things have been bombed out, and you're fleeing through the countryside because you don't even know who's fighting each other. It doesn't matter. There's innocent people lined up outside of the tower. They're being shot one by one. There's only 5 men there, and you saw that all of the trucks and everything drove off down the road past the trees out of sight. There's already the sounds of gunshots. No one will know. You're obviously far enough away from even the localist town to matter. Do you take up the rifle and shoot them, or do you do nothing? There's only 5 of them. If you shoot them, they will most likely flee, and you can save the people that are there. After all, they've already moved on their campaign, obviously, to go over to the next hillside, the next town. There's battle off in the distance. Everyone is a coward and would do nothing. That is not a good decision. That is a traitorous decision to the innocents that would be being killed. But right, in this situation here, do we have the option to do nothing in association with littering? No. This person's so insane that even though that might be bad, he won't actually write down the words, you do nothing and continue about your day. Instead, where that would be is energy cannot be created or destroyed. It matters not what for it takes. As that makes no sense. Or F, eventually the smell of rotting trash will mask my musk. You have to realize doing nothing is still an option, just usually a bad one. And so I'm not going to pick up somebody else's trash. I'm not going to report them because I don't live in the city. And in the countryside, what would I do anyways? So I guess D. Would you steal candy from a baby? It's been in the child's mouth. That is the most disgusting thing ever. Let's see what the answers are. Let the baby have fond memories. They won't get many growing older. Wow, you're a fucking fuck, whoever made this quiz. Children do not need to consume sweets. It is morally bankrupt. All depends. Are they honey sweetened? There's honey candies made with real honey. And while you might, accidentally yank out your kid's teeth, it's not going to rot your kid's teeth out. So it's going to be good for your kid's teeth. Honey's good for children. The baby will grow up with or without candy. Yeah, it'll grow up healthier without, garbage sugars, though. Better yet, I'll give the baby more candy. Get a picture with me giving the candy to the baby. Oh, yes. Baby candy is the best type to steal. Let's hear more infant crying. Where is the option to just say no? Why is each one of these getting more opinionated as if you have to answer if you're going to take this guy's chart that, need I remind you, was in the first page of the YouTube recommended in the video tabs. This is their new setup, and these are the type of ads that they're showing you. These are the type of quizzes that anyone could make. Why was it advertised? But yes, if it is sugar, children do not need to consume sweets. If you are feeding your children white sugar, high fructose corn syrup, any of that shit, you're not feeding them coconut sugar, you're not feeding them, Pillion CO, then yes, you are a monster. But you see, once again, that doesn't mean I'm going to take candy out of a baby's mouth. Not my kid. Everybody acts like they own their kids. What am I to do? What am I to do, right? It's a baby after all. See, if the kid can talk, then he can say, no, they're a terrible person. You know what I mean? The kid wants the sugar. Instinctually. He's going to grow up to want the sugar more. All right, anyway. A woman in a wheelchair boards a bus. Do you offer your seat? But she's in a wheelchair and she boards the bus. How do I offer her my seat if she boarded in a wheelchair? There's a wheelchair accessible spot near the front where you can grab a pole, I think, a lot of the time in certain buses anyways. Anyone with hindered mobility should be given priority access to seating, is the answer A. C is, yes, then share on social media what a wonderful person I am for helping the disabled. Boy, this person seems like they, have a really big chip on their shoulder. Like as if he inherently hates people like that, even though it's not worded that way. In the end, their journey will conclude whether or not they are seated. But they are seated in the wheelchair. It is the right thing to do, but I am sure uncomfortable. First come, first serve, loser. I peed on the seat, therefore it is mine. Are you insane? Like, once again, why did you make a questionnaire with these many questions? Nobody does that unless they just want a couple of these, usually D and F, to just be insults. Either to the person that they imagine being in the scenario that you have to deal with, or to you directly. Like as if you don't wash, you smell. Like each one of these I've gone through has been another insult in the category of F usually or somewhere else, calling the person who would take the quiz another name. Smelly, or in this circumstance, like incontinent. So I'm beginning to hate this person. I'll insult them as much as possible because they're insulting each and every person who would dare take this quiz. Ignoring the fact that if you're in a wheelchair and bring a wheelchair on board, most buses have a spot for you to secure your wheelchair nearest the front behind the little bar that you can grab a hold of for steadiness. I guess I'll say, so that was I sure am comfortable. Like as if it's the right thing to do, but I sure am comfortable. See, he did it again. Like as if he has to associate that you couldn't just be doing something because you're supposed to without thinking. You should be doing it and being resentful about you doing it. In his mind, not in my mind. In my mind, it's just the right thing to do. if the bus didn't have a spot to put wheelchairs. Because let's be real, everybody has to deal with a person in a wheelchair anyways, or with crutches, because they have to get them the fuck out of the bus and out of their way, especially if it's a wheelchair. They have to get them in it and out. So they'd rather have them at the front so they can get them the fuck out of the bus. That might even work that way for with racism. So I don't know why anybody would ever be at the back of any bus. A Girl Scout is collecting donations for a camping trip. How much do you give? I'm a little sick right now. Hey, $20. We want to teach them the importance of free market and earning rewards. You're some sort of fascist communist, like you have some sort of bizarre ideal, the person making this, because $20 is going to teach a child about the importance of free market and earning rewards. What existence are we living in? See, I'll sponsor the entire troop. They'll have my name on the backs of their shirts. If you want to. These are all just kind of optional here. I don't know how you're evil. E, is this their first camping trip? How much do they need to discover nature? But there's not another question mark there. Like, what you're asking is, do they need to go camping as a Girl Scout group? That would have been what you would have put there, instead of how much do they need to discover nature. Because that makes it seem like as if you think that, like, there's a limit to the amount of nature that they deserve, you know, quiz guy. And everybody deserves to be fully a part of nature. So go fuck yourself, but that's just my personal opinion. Just like how you keep inserting yours in these little questionnaires. I'll go camping with them. Okay. I'd take their money for my own camping trip, but you take their money for your own camping trip, but they don't have money on them, probably, at least not very much potentially. They're just going door to door. So they usually hand it to their mothers, so they're not going to have the money on them anyways, because they're Girl Scouts, not like women scouts. So you couldn't rob them. So once again, D is just another shithead, you know, comment because he just wants it to be. And F is another insult to the person who would be taking the quiz. Like, they've actually alphabetized their mental illnesses and placed them in each panel, with the final one, F, being just them insulting whoever, you know, goes to the next panel each time. This person who made this quiz deserves to be punched in the face. But of course your contribution would be a drop in the bucket of their needs, because the Girl Scout troops are supported by the fact that their parents pay for their uniforms and stuff, just like, you know, when you go to get sportswear and uniforms and stuff, because you're getting your kid into the sports team. So my contribution would be a drop in the bucket to their needs. But you notice, it never said here not give them money. Like, as if because this person, the previous question, one of them was like basically nothing but sugar basically should just be in the hands of children, then there is no answer here that isn't just not give them money and just tell them to fuck off, because I don't support that. But you see, once again, this could be interpreted multiple ways, like as if he's trying to fool you into answering the way he wants you to. And yet, I remind you, yet again, are you moral or are you evil? Is the quiz. Now, morale is, you know, like keeping your chin up and having, like, you know, a good flow of energy in your body to, you know, like sort of have bounce in your step, so that, you know, you're not like, depressed. And so I guess I'll answer the asshole question instead. But I can't now because I answered F. Oh, you bastard. Can I click on F and deselect? Nope. Whatever. A police officer asks for identification though you've done nothing wrong. There is no such thing as anything like that. You see, here's where the person goes completely insane. He acts like as if one of the answers would be that he would fight them. He answers like, all these different stupid things that all make no sense, because here's the real answer. The real answer. This quiz came out with coronavirus having happened. There aren't supposed to be beat people on the street pulling you over for no reason, for speeding or for anything. They would have to get you in trouble because somebody called them directly and said, this person has been reckless endangering up and down this road a couple of times. I've seen them speeding. Here's their license plate number. Call them and tell them to cease and desist, or there will be consequences. There doesn't, during this period when this quiz would have to have been made, there isn't any ability for this to be at all logical. And so they would be a murderer. The end. I don't care about all this conflictual information you're seeing here, about all this person's attempts at promoting violence and a continuation of violence. Of course, I would not provide any information without, some sort of due process of anything. That has to be there because it doesn't make sense. If you want to pretend to be an official, there has to be some sort of process by which you operate. It's the same thing I say about everyone. If there's some sort of system under which that there is a poverty system, then there has to be a system under which every person in every state in the United States can sign up for welfare easily. The reason I'm saying that is because in the Western United States versus the Eastern United States, it is much harder to sign up for welfare directly versus the Deep South as well. Everybody in the Deep South was on welfare during George Bush Jr.'s entire 2 campaigns in office. During that time, he rewarded all of them because they were the ones who were willing to vote, because they were actually voting for more money, with money. Now, everyone else, everywhere else, he didn't reward with money. But they didn't vote. And the reason they didn't vote is because they're disgusted with everything. Because George Bush Jr. would have rewarded the Deep South with money no matter what. Because nobody votes. That's my opinion. Your clothes are in a public laundry room and the timer went off. Do you collect them? So in the bottom of like an apartment complex so that people don't have to have their own laundromats. All right, let's see here. Or go to a laundromat, I mean. They don't have to have their own whatever. I'll be waiting 5 minutes early. It's the neighborly thing to do. 5 minutes early? I'll be waiting 5 minutes early. It's the neighborly thing to do. It's not neighborly to wait 5 minutes to collect your laundry for no reason. See, it doesn't even imply that there's anybody in the laundry room, because I've got time to start laundry. I've got time to get it. How towels are cozy to sleep on. It's like this guy's brain is breaking down into the most random questions I've ever heard. Mind you, this is supposed to be positive morale versus like even though it shows a negative symbol here on the I. And then evil is positivity, apparently. I don't know. This is insane. He doesn't do his laundry. Pick it up for me at the dry cleaners. Who pick it up for you at the dry cleaners? But right, then F again. F is now pure insanity. If someone's not there to get their clothes, I get dibs. Dibs on their clothes. And even if not, I know, that's a joke. Dibs on the washer. But here's the thing. It says clearly, your clothes are in a public laundry room and the timer went off. Do you collect them? You collect your clothes. There's no room for interpretation. This person's brain has fully failed to complete the F answer, as if F just stands for failure now in the person's brain who made the quiz. So, I mean, who doesn't have time to get the laundry if they started it, unless, you know, they're real busy. The server didn't include all the items you ordered on your bill. Do you tell them? I don't have a wallet. Yeah, you see, this guy has fully failed to ever make sense ever again on his final question. F might as well stand for failure in his brain because he doesn't have a wallet. Like, as if that means he doesn't have any money on him because he doesn't have a wallet. And then D is he'll buy dinner for everyone in the restaurant for no reason. It's like, just to fulfill enough questionnaires for each category, this person's brain is literally crumbling by the second. If they miss something on their bill, will they miss me not paying at all? That is a question, not a statement. Will they miss you not paying at all? Well, are you going to pay in cash or are you going to pay in some sort of digital medium? I'm not afraid to admit that if something's not on the bill, I probably wouldn't notice in the first place, and so hence it would be an excuse anyways. And so that I would just pay the smaller amount unintentionally, which means I probably would miss it. Most people would. The end. If the restaurant misses the payment on the bill, it's not the customer's responsibility to notice. Always remember that. Oh, see, here's the corona bona question. Should you wear a mask in public? But you see, once again, this is now turned into completely somebody's opinion one way or another, and is asking you questions that have nothing to do whether you're good or evil, in my opinion at least. Because people die one way or another, dude. If you really want to avoid getting sick, go out less often. Actually wear gloves. Wear an actual, like, fucking filtration gas mask. I mean, if you want to be healthy, there's ways of being healthy. Your actions have unintended consequences. Take that to heart. The mask protects the people that I care about. If I don't want to, you can't make me. I'll sell masks with my name all over them. Wow, no, that's an insanity. If the government has mandated it, then yes. Masks are constricting, so no. Well, here's the thing. I always hated people looking at me because I'm so goddamn attractive. And everybody's a jealous, hateful asshole. Every teenage girl doesn't want to date me because they hate me. Literally. They wear giant bug glasses. They look me up and down. They say, man, he's got a better stomach than me. He's got a better physique than me. This is when I was a teenager. And then they turn away. Don't acknowledge me. And I wasn't even walking up to them or anything, but they huff and turn away. And I've had males do that too. And they always have the brightly colored, silly, shades on that reflect the sun some color. They're always wearing like Daisy Dukes for no reason while walking around with bright white sneakers that could easily get scraped up even by concrete sides. It just blows my mind. I guess I'll just say, why can't, see, once again, there's not an option here that says I'll wear them because I'm antisocial, or I'll wear it because I just want to get along. No, this person wants conflict. His brain is literally like rubbing against itself, like he has brain inflammation from how much conflict he's putting into these questions. For example, if the government has mandated it, then yes. Why couldn't it just be the government's mandated it, so I do it? You know what I mean? Like, well, why does it have to seem like as if somebody can have an opinion on my opinion? Also masks with my name all over them. Once again, like as if just trying to make somebody annoyed. Answer A. Your actions have unintended consequences. Take that to heart. That is a statement to people, and once again, not an actual answer. Statements. We need no statements and no questions to questions. We need only answers when you're taking a fucking questionnaire. You can't answer with a question that they wrote for you to answer as a question. This quiz is going to make no sense and most likely say something bizarre at the end of it. I'll just answer A because it's generally true. Your actions have unintended consequences. Take that to heart. Generally speaking, everybody's actions in life have unintended consequences when they don't think them through. So consider love from your heart before you, before you take action. You need to try on shoes, but you forgot socks at home. That's just so gross. Like, plus I can't even get my feet into shoes and really feel what they feel like without socks on. See, each person has to accept a little bit of reality into their brain. But I mean, yeah, if you're at a store, they'll have socks, so you just buy fucking socks. If you want to get those pair of shoes and you want to know what they feel like because they're a good deal, then you're probably going to buy the cheapest pair of socks just to try them on. But you see, you still should just try on, if you have a friend with you, their socks. Even if they don't fit, they can take them off temporarily. You can put their socks on. It's gross, but you can still do it. And that's honestly what I would do rather than buying socks if they were too expensive at the store. So, there's an answer. Also, I like C. I don't do shoes. I do not do shoes, white man. I walk freely amongst the buffalo. A vegetarian is about to eat soup made from beef broth. Do you stop them? Here's the question. A vegetarian knows what meat broth tastes like. Same as a vegan. They'll know as soon as they put it into their mouth. So they'll immediately know. So all you're actually doing by not telling them is getting them to put it a little bit into their mouth before they realize what it actually tastes like. So this person is once again trying to pretend like he doesn't know that, what you put into your mouth you can taste, and act like as if it's a moral issue to tell somebody right before they put something into their mouth that they're going to realize what it is anyways. I would probably do nothing because of that. I'll tell them they'll owe me a flavor. I like flavors. I don't even... You like flavors? Clearly you don't, because you don't seem to understand, the quiz guy, that people can taste meat broth in soup. It tastes like animal, like fat and like minerals from their meat and bone. So out of all these, because all these most of these answers are insane, I guess I'll just say I could eat it for them, you know, because that doesn't mean they didn't put it in their mouth. But you know, F is true. We become the matter we consume. To be clear though, fruit makes you a great person. Whole grains make you dependable. And vegetables make you strong. And you can quote me on that. The Mile High Club is... okay. Wow, this person just went nuts. The Mile High Club is... Like, as if, like, now he's just asking you whether you know things or not. As if that's moral or immoral. How is that good or bad for morale? A bit of carnal lust on our journey around the universe. I like that answer, but way too far up to be a part of. Well, fine, as long as all parties are consenting. What, you're gonna... How could you be, like, molesting somebody in an airplane bathroom? I'm so confused. Who am I doing it with? What do I get out of it? Reprehensible and goes against health guidelines. Let's get down. But do they actually specifically say don't have sex on the airplane? Has that been a part of the guidelines these days? I don't think they ever actually say that directly. Maybe I'm wrong. Who am I doing it with? What do I get out of it? Yeah, what is the situation, right? He once again did this. What the Mile High Club is. Who am I doing it with? What am I getting out of it, right? Like, for example, if I'm having sex with, like, you know, Squooshy, I guess it's worth it. But, it's just these type of answers from some person, and some of which I like, that are both like the same answer. I don't know which one to pick. And so this is where I spend too long on a question and probably am boring you to death. I'm sorry. Let me just pick one. Okay, a bit of carnal lust on our journey around the universe. Because who doesn't like carnal lust, right? Just like, who doesn't like, you know, a little bit of a weed after sex or something? I mean, that's Kurt Russell. You can quote him on that. It's not me. He said that weed is best after sex. Someone you know on their face, someone you know has food on their face and is about to give a presentation. Have they been a jerk to others? Yeah, that's really what matters here. Like, why would you tell anybody anything if they've been an asshole? Also, their social status won't really be affected by a bit of food. You know, the answer F is actually, for once, accurate. Wow, this is actually a pretty reasonable, you know, set of responses. See, if they've been a jerk to others, for example, A, F, it won't matter. Both of these this F might as well be a continuation of others. Have they been a jerk to others? Their social status won't be affected by a bit of food on their face, one way or the other. So, have they been a jerk to others? Should you tweet from your friend's phone? This is a very interesting question. Just to prevent most people from doing that, every single person I've ever been around in all of existence, and I'm sure everyone else, Their phones lock basically the second they're not tapping at the screen for 3 seconds, which causes an endless cycle of them tapping at the screen to prevent themselves from being locked out and needing to sign in again. So, because of that paranoia, how would I tweet from my friend's phone? But if I did, why not? Just do something positive. They're my friend after all. I don't know why you would make enemies with people if they're supposedly your friend. I mean, I guess other people have a different definition of friend than me. So I guess I'll just sing their praises. You know? Who escapes from a plane crash first? That's a question, not an answer. Like, you know what I mean? That's a question in search of an answer, but the answer is not clear because they're the ones, this person is, fulfilling the answers. I'm going to run, get out of my way, but you're in a crashing plane. Follow the instructions of the flight attendants and emergency procedures. It is faster to smash out a window or step on people's shoulders. What planes have large enough windows for you to get out through? Has this person ever flown? I'm so confused. We will all escape, or not everyone will escape. That doesn't even make sense either. I mean, I would totally grab the closest baby slide to safety and be called a hero, but see, this implies that this image here, that the plane is going to crash, which means you can't do anything. You have to follow safety procedures. But then it says here, grab the closest baby and slide to safety. Like, slide on a slide because the plane has crashed and you're sliding down the emergency slide route. Which means this image has nothing to do with what the person who was making the quiz was envisioning. Because this is like the way the camera's slightly angled to the side on these people's faces as if there's jostling back and forth. They're screaming as if there's turbulence. Versus, you know, grab the closest baby and none of it makes any sense, so I'll just say that. You found a dog who's lost its owner. I just made a friend. Oh no, I must find the owner or surrender it to a shelter. Sweet, I needed another guard dog. Does it have an ID? If not, we'll put up signs. Is there a reward? If there's a reward, we'll find the owner. And F, anything that's lost can be found again. F keeps coming into the category of like a quote from a movie or something that's just in his head because he has nothing left for the rest of these answers. And I'll keep reminding you, this is advertised here. This would have to take a lot of money because this would be appearing on people's YouTube recommended as the main thing they sign into their YouTube home. Back to the questionnaire. If you find a dog who's lost its owner, here's the question. Does it have an ID? Would be, you know, there would have to be two of these questions because does it have an ID? If not, we'll put up signs. If it doesn't have an ID, why would you go through all the effort of putting up signs just because it doesn't have an ID? Those two concepts are not connected to each other. If it doesn't have an ID, then it doesn't have an ID, and then it's even less likely that you would put up signs because you don't have a name or any information on an ID, let alone a phone number, because some people just, they print just the dog's name or something on there. So, is there a reward? If there's a reward, we'll find the owner. What are you, 2? Like, it's another, like, what is this, a kid's movie? Why is C, oh no, I must find the owner or surrender it to a shelter? I just made another friend. And what does that mean? Does that mean it's now your pet, or that it's your friend and that it's just your friend and you wander off? And see, A and C, I mean, sorry, not A and C, A and E are the same answer. And so the only difference is one of which is your viewpoint on the reason why you would need a dog. But still, this person who wrote this questionnaire can't detach from their own mental state so much that it says, I needed another guard dog. In other words, he already has a dog. And he's projecting so hard as he's making this quiz that he can't even remove the fact that he already has a dog. So, I mean, of course I'd say, sweet, I just made a friend. I love dogs. I love dogs. Because if it doesn't have an ID, which I assume it doesn't because it's lost, then what am I to do? I'm not going to put that much effort in. Fuck no. Your friend is about to be fired from their job. Do you give them advanced notice? Advanced notice, you do know, retard. Advanced notice is required when you're being fired from a job. It is required when you're being fired. You are supposed to be informed if you have been working there that you are being fired. The answer F, this person is a criminal. Answer F, literally like the mental failure, like F, failure, like he put this in here, like as if he's fulfilling things, even though these are questions you're supposed to answer. No, I could hire them at a lower rate after they're fired. That's illegal. That is illegal. You're not allowed to fire somebody, then hire them at a lower rate after you fired them. You're not even allowed to say you're letting them go and then hire them at a lower rate once you've let them go. That is actually illegal. It is against the law of every country. So, criminal? Boy, this guy should be fucking... just because this is so stupid, I guess I'd just say, well, I need time to mentally and financially prepare. That's the point of, you don't need to sound so dramatic about it, though. Everybody's fucking a degenerate piece of shit with endless savings while they bitch about how if they ever have to dip into their $500,000 in savings, then they might as well blow their brains out. Let's see here. See, the reason why I answered that, though, to be clear, even though I didn't agree with the sentiment of the previous question, is it's the law. If the company is not informing them that they have to have pre-notice before they're, fired, let go, then you're responsible to some extent. To a small extent. That's the way it works. You're not allowed to support businesses in criminal behavior. It's not the way it works. How would your friend describe you? Which friend? Okay. A friend that I have currently. Okay. I guess they're only online then. Because I don't know. My brother is my friend, but let's see here. I'm not bothered by such ideas. But once again, this guy's projecting. He's bothered that his friends would have concepts about him, like they would think positively or negatively. Because who would be bothered by the fact that the idea of your friend describing you as a person? Wow, you'd have to be a bad person, which obviously this person who made this is. I guess cuddly. Pick an option. a bunch of greenery that is part of a balanced diet, but not a full diet, to be clear. You have to have fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and even some dairy. Positive actions create more positivity. That's A is true. C, is that food? Which one? Either of them? Either of the light bulbs? E, we are dust in the wind. Okay, this is philosophy now. Kind of strange. We must protect the status quo. What is the status quo? Eating nothing but garbage that is deep fried and making sure to only eat vegetables so that you have no fruits in your diet, no nuts, no grains, so that way you only have white flour and meat in your body, and then vegetables. Is that a status quo? Give you what? Fruits and holy shit, this guy's brain is breaking down. It's just an image. Creative actions cause more creative positive. Whatever. Just no emails, please. Just show me the results. Yeah. Oh my god. Wow. I'm chaotic good. Wow.